everyone, and welcome to another house building video in The Sims 3. And today I'm building a starter home, and this is starter home or starter house that is supposed to be a farm. So let's say it's a starter farm. Unfortunately for this one you need 2 Sims to move in. You cannot move in with only 1 Sim. You won't have enough simoleons to do so, but yeah, you can move in with 2 Sims easily. But I already built another starter home related with country life that allows you to move in with only 1 Sim, because I was quite upset that I couldn't do a starter home for you to move in with 1 Sim right away, and this one ended up to be with 2 Sims, so I built another one, and that will probably be the next video. But yeah, like I said before, this is supposed to be a farm, and it has everything that you need to have a farm life, I guess. You can add more stuff, obviously, and I couldn't have everything that I wanted because I was on a budget, but still it has a lot of stuff. I use a color scheme of reds and whites, as you can see on the walls, because I wanted to copy that field from the barns. Barns normally have a red color scheme with white strips, so they wanted to use that. And this house is kind of big compared to my other starter homes. That's why the price was a bit bigger, and the other reason is because I did use a big lots. I didn't use a small lot because I built this in Appaloosa Plains. It seemed the most fitable place to make a farm, and in the farm side or farm location in Appaloosa Plains, the lots are quite big. The upper area of the Appaloosa Plains, it's a more suburban area. It's not really for farms or ranches. So I did build this in the lower part of Appaloosa Plains, where all the other farms are, and the lots there were bigger, so the price increased because of that. But you can still move in with 2 Sims, and you still have a couple of hundreds of simoleons, so yeah, it's definitely still viable house to move in, and it has all the essentials. The house is not as furniture, it doesn't have the same level of decoration and furniture that my other starter houses do have, because I was on a budget and I had a lot of stuff to have related with farm life, so I couldn't just decor as much as I would like to, but it still has some decoration and the outside looks pretty cool. But yeah, it has everything that you need. It has a garden with fruit trees and vegetables. It has stables for your horses, and I also added the chicken coop from the store, and I also added the little thing that has the bees from the Supernatural expansion pack, where you can make your Annie and all of that stuff. So yeah, yes, quite a few stuff. If you don't have the chicken coop, but you do have the farm fresh folk set from the store that comes with the cows, you can also add that. That would work in this house beautifully. If you don't have any star content related with country life, but you do have pets, you can still have the horses and the stables, and you can still have the garden, so it all works pretty well. And if you don't have pets and you just have the base game, you can still have this as a farm that grows basically only vegetables and fruit trees, and it's still a farm. You just don't have the animals, and yeah, it works nice as well. And as you can see, I'm just adding some objects randomly in the lots, and these are objects that I do want to place, but I don't want to forget to place them, so I'm just putting them around so I don't forget them to put them later. But some of them got removed. That gardening station that comes with the greenhouse sets or venue from the store gets deleted because I don't think it was really necessary, and it was something that had a bigger price, so I didn't saw that as something that you really need to have. But there's some things that you can definitely add in here if you do have them, like if you have the branched wholemeal sets, you have that oven that allows you to make jam, and that will look really well in the kitchen. If you do have the Bohemian set, you have extra vegetables and fruit trees, so that will also work pretty well here. If you have the greenhouse, you can add a greenhouse for your plants and veggies and fruits don't get kind of frozen in the winter. And yeah, there's some things that you can definitely add. If you have Grandpa's Grove venue, you have the truck that allows you to water all the plants. So there's a lot of stuff that you can do if you have extra content. Even if I had that content, I'm not sure if I would add all of that content because I was on budget. This is supposed to be a starter home, so yeah. But it has a lot of elements from a farm. I mean, it has the stables, the chicken coop, the honey, and all the vegetables and fruits. So yeah, it's pretty realistic, I think. But yeah, and I also wanted to have a dog house, a little dog house, because you normally have big dogs in farms protecting the farm. But I think in the end I added and I deleted because I didn't have enough money to have the dog house. So in the end I just deleted. But I still think there's a bowl outside, so you can have a dog and the dog can sleep on the couch, or if you don't really care, you can sleep outside on the cold, which is kind of sad, but you can do that also. But yeah, I think it's a believable farm. And as you can see right now, I'm doing the vegetable garden. I did use plants from different expansion packs. I used from University Seasons, the base game of course, and I used some plants from, I used the mushrooms from Supernatural, and some of them from the store. I think I used blueberries and strawberries from the store. But again, if you don't have all of those games, or if you don't have the store content, don't worry, because the plants get replaced by plants that you do have. And because the base game comes with vegetables and fruit trees, if you don't have any other game than the base game, you still can have the fruit trees and all the plants, so it's fine, because the base game comes at least with 2 fruit trees, I think, with the apples and with the limes, I think. And I also added a peach tree from the store as well, but again, it can be replaced by a apple tree or a lime tree, so you don't have to worry. And here I was just adding some more flowers and plants to make it look more farmy and better, and just changing the color of the stables there. And I also changed the color of the chicken coop so things match a little bit better. All the fences that I used here are from Buy the Bug, which means they are all free, and that's a little trick that I do when I want to use fences. Fences can be expensive, and of course they increase the price of the house. And if you want to put in more decorative elements, you have to have in consideration all things. And if you do have a chance to add free fences, you should do that, because it will decrease the price of the house, and you can spend extra money in more decorative elements for sure, which is better. But yeah, I'm still working in this little space. This is supposed to be a private space for the chickens to walk around. And yeah, and I think I will use the terrain paints to make a path for the stables as well. And yeah, In the end, I wasn't very glad with this house, to be honest, because I was kind of mad that I didn't manage to do a starter home for one sim, because you cannot move in with one sim for to this house. So I was a bit mad, and it didn't have as much decoration inside as my normal starter homes had, because this was built on a quite of a big lot, which has the advantage of, if you want to expand this house or expand the garden or add more stables or track for your horses, you can definitely do that. Because there's enough space. And as you can see, I did added the dog house, but I think in the end I'm going to delete it to have a TV. Otherwise, I wouldn't have enough money to have a TV. But yeah, and I'm moving to the inside now. I made a bedroom and one bathroom and an open space for the kitchen, dining, and living room. And I did made a couples bed, so if you want to move in here, it should be a couple, but you can also delete the current bed and put in two single beds or a bunk bed, and you can have easily two sims that are sisters or brothers or just friends, whatever. Something that I did forgot to add was Scarecrow from the season's expansion pack. I definitely think that could look really well in a farm, because you do have scarecrows in farms, you have them in the gardens to protect or to scare birds and crows from eating your vegetables and your fruits. So that's something that you can definitely add, but I did forgot to do so. So yeah, and I can't believe that I use this oven, because this oven is quite expensive, and I didn't realize how expensive this oven is, and I think it's over 1,000 simoleons, that oven, so it's definitely a waste of money in a starter home, but I totally forgot about the price of that oven. So if you want to have some more decoration elements in the house or decorative elements in the house, you can delete that oven and replace it for a cheaper one, and you can definitely get the price down, because I think that oven costs more than 1,000 simoleons, so it's pretty expensive. But yeah, and I don't even like the color scheme that I did on the oven. I'm looking at it now and I don't like it. But yeah, I like the oven for more country houses. It looks really good, but it's really expensive for a starter house. And I only realized that when I was doing my second starter home related with country life. I was going to put this oven again, and then I realized, man, this is expensive, and I used another one. But yeah, I'm not sure if I said it before, but I did made another farm starter house, or it's more like a barn, my next one. And I did so because I wasn't happy that I didn't manage to make this house for one sim, if you only want to play with one sim at the start. So yeah, I did build another one in a smaller lot. I built it in Riverview, because in Riverview there's smaller lots in the more country parts of the city, not really in the middle of the city. And in Appaloosa Plains, the lots that are more far away from the suburban area are bigger and not smaller. So yeah, and this is the bedroom. As you can see, it has a double bed, like I said before, and I also had some curtains, so it doesn't look that boring, I guess. It looks a bit more lived in with the curtains. But yeah, and as you can see in the kitchen, I also added a lot of small things to make it look a bit more lived in. It's not as much as I usually do, because I was definitely on a budget, and the budget seems smaller than any other starter home that I built before. And right now I'm doing the bathroom. It's a very small bathroom, and you don't need a big bathroom. You only need to have a sink and a toilet and a bathtub or a shower. So yeah, and I use the cheapest sink, the cheapest, not the cheapest sink, but one of the cheapest sinks, the cheapest toilets, and one of the cheapest showers as well. Um, and the cheapest mirror as well. And something that I realized, that mirror there is free from the store. You can totally download it for free, and it's supposed to have a shape of a ghost, and it only costs 1 simoleon. And I'm going to start using that a mirror in starter homes, or I have to do a starter home with an extra bedroom for kids and use that mirror, because it's really really inexpensive. It's really cheap. 1 simoleon for a mirror, it's really cheap. And that's something that I also want to do. It's build a starter home for a family, like with 2 bedrooms, so I can have bedroom for the parents and one for the kids. So yeah, that's something that I definitely have in mind. Um, but yeah, as you can see, it's basically done. I'm just adding some more stuff, and as you can see, I deleted the little doghouse. And in the video you won't see me recoloring the mailbox, but I will recolor the mailbox to red and white to match the house. And yeah, and the fences also match the house. They are white because I'm lucky, and the fences from the By the Bug, free fences from By the Bug are white. And I'm really happy there are free fences in By the Bug, because it's a great way to save money when you are doing starter homes and you want to save money to do more decorative elements. You can definitely use those fences, and it's really good. And these flowers here are really cheap as well, so I do use them quite a bit on starter houses, because they allow me to add some plants and some decoration outside without spending a lot of money. And of course I did use the pools wallpaper. Again, I always use that one because it's the cheapest one that you can use, and make it whatever you want. Make it very plain or very crazy with a pattern of your choice. So I always use that one because it's the cheapest one. But yeah, I think we are almost done. I'm just adding some more terrain paint to look it more realistic. But yeah, as you can see, it's definitely a viable farm because it has everything that you need. The living room, it's quite blank. It only has a TV and a couch, but oh well. But yeah, we are in screenshots. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you all have an amazing day or week. Bye!